Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den Podcast, your number one Orlando City podcast. For the fans, by the fans. For the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
Whew. Welcome into another edition of the Orlando Lions Den podcast. I'm getting off all my pre-show tweets here, making sure people know that they can log on, watch us live, get in the conversation, and tell us what you think about the games. And I got my main man, Cleon, with me here tonight. Cleon, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Good to see you. Good to see you got your little setup working this week.
Yeah, I got it working last week too.
Well, I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, you weren't here, so it didn't count. I got it. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's some weird setting that I guess I had to turn on for some reason, and StreamYard's like not helping figure out why that was necessary. I don't know. Yeah. But hey, we got to figure it out. And who knows? StreamYard, if you're listening, maybe we're going to look elsewhere next year and not pay for your service anymore. We'll find out. TBD. Might find a cheaper option, you know?
We pay for service?
You sent me money already for it, so you're good.
Bro, y'all, hey, I don't even know what I'm sending money for.
JJ, though, I don't know if he did. I don't care. It's fine.
Well, has JJ been on any shows this year? So
he was on like three. Okay. So,
JJ, hey, man, JJ got relegated to League 2 in the Fantasy League, and he actually got relegated from the whole pod, huh?
Hey, you know, if I were you, I'd watch your tone right now because you are barely sniffing above relegation at this point.
It's never going to happen.
I know it. You say it's never going to happen, but it would be kind of funny if you just sold off your League 2 team just to find yourself back in League 2.
That's the type of confidence I have. That's the type of confidence I have. That's not going to happen.
Oh, God, man.
I'm the one person that had a plan B, a B team in the other league.
Well, you're the commissioner of both. You had to do it. Now now he's basically, for those who are in League 2 that are listening, he's given up his ownership to somebody else. So now that person is going to run the team. He's just going to show up as a co-owner. So that way he can still have his commissioner stuff and be able to run everything. Standard practice, you know, people do it. It's common. But you did just lose to Graham, who's also in the relegation zone. Rough times for heavy hitters. Graham's a former champion, you know?
Hey, man.
Daryl's a two-time champion, or no, Daryl's a one-time champion. Matt's a two-time champion.
I mean, I told y'all already. It'll balance out.
Yeah, no, I think Daryl's gonna be fine because his team is absolutely stacked. He's just gotten everybody on their best day for the most part. Daryl is currently
Adrian on the other hand. Pack your bags, buddy. I told you from the beginning.
Yeah, I got a little worried because I was at a concert last night and I saw the message from Graham saying, "Is this going to be the T. Higgins breakout game?" And then I saw that he said that when T. Higgins was 2 for 25 yards, and then he finished the game 2 for 25 yards, and I said, "I guess not." So,
poor Graham.
Yeah, well, it wasn't for me. I was playing Adrian and he had T. Higgins. I'm like, I don't think T. Higgins is going to put up 30 to make me scared, you know, and he didn't. Yeah, so he put up 4.5. Meanwhile, in my other leagues, I was like, man, can Breece Hall put up 60 and can Cortland Sutton put up 45? Stuff that ain't going to happen.
Right.
Well, now that if anyone's watching live or for those of you guys that are listening are done with the fantasy football talk, you got to deal with it. It's something that we love and we do. We got championship belts and everything. There's promotion, there's relegation, high stakes, crazy trades. You know, it's fun for us. So we talk about it every week because we love it. But we'll talk some sponsors and then we're going to talk some soccer because we got some things to say. So first, shout out Hourglass Brewing. No Mango, No Party was back for a second year in a row. And if we do a third year, hopefully we can go ahead and make it work. So that way we have a winning game for the watch party. Second, shout out Chad McGibbon. See you in League 2 working on trying to get promoted there. Respect it, but you got some work to do, man. But if you're looking to buy a house in the Central Florida area, hit up Chad at Chad McGibbon on Twitter. QR code on the screen if you are watching along. He will help you with your home buying needs in the Central Florida area. And if you're trying to buy a home, you may need to finance that home. Hit up our man Leo Gonzalez with the Epic Mortgage team powered by U Mortgage. mortgage, refinance, whatever it may be. 407-844-7696 at Loans by Leo. Leo's got you covered. And last but certainly not least, our man Eddie with Comparion Insurance. If you got any insurance questions, home insurance, boat insurance, pet insurance, renter's insurance, Eddie can help you out. He's got you covered. So hit up Eddie for your insurance questions. Now then, we got to talk about this draw in Cincy. Now, normally I am always going to be the person that says, you know what? This is a difficult league. It's tough to win a lot of games, especially games on the road against good teams. But Cleon, I can't help but feel that in this game, this was 2 points lost rather than 1.1. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's kind of been the story of the season for me. A lot of draws that you probably should win. I mean, this definitely isn't the biggest.
No,
the biggest or even top 5. But I mean, it's just been the story of the season so far. To where, you know, we dropped a extra 2 points to Cincinnati's, like I said, definitely not one of these teams, but we just games that you definitely should have won. And that game, regardless of how good they are, the amount of shots and chances we had that were just point blank.
Two sitters fully missed. First half, it was Duncan McGuire right in front of keeper, fell to his feet, hit it off the side of his foot. And then second half, right at the beginning, it was a rebound by Robin Janssen. Him and the goalie, no one else, perfectly onside, completely skied it.
Yeah. It's just been the story of the season for me. We just dropped way too many points where we shouldn't have. And it's the reason why we're sitting where we're sitting right now. And trying to fight for our lives just for, you know, for home. For a top 4 at this point. So yeah, man, I feel the same way. Definitely on the road, Cincinnati, you should be happy with taking a point, but it's hard to be. Yeah,
absolutely agree with you there. And I'm just kind of looking at something right now because we are currently tied for the second least amount of losses in the league this year. But of those teams with 7 or fewer losses, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. We have the least amount of wins. So it's a lot of games that are draws where they shouldn't necessarily be draws. And that's kind of the name of the game. So just, you know, to recap, just this is a game of missed chances. And I know, like, I tweet out first half thoughts at halftime every game. I said that this is a game where our missed chances, I think, are going to punish us. You know, like there is just so many missed chances in this game. And then Kevin Denke scores on, what was it, the 70th something minute. Funny that he took his jersey off, got that yellow card just for them to not win the game. You know, that's always something that's going to make you laugh a little bit. And then it took all the way until I believe it was the 94th minute? Like it was after it was stoppage time, correct? That we got the equalizer from Alex Freeman. Tyree Spicer put someone in a spin cycle, put in a beautiful cross. They left Alex Freeman open in the box. Alex Freeman's 6th goal on the season. This is definitely the most prolific scoring season we have ever seen out of a defender. Enjoy him while we can, guys. That's all I will say, because every time he does something like this, all I can say is I just feel that the exit is creeping closer and closer. Whether he is still with us next year to lead into the World Cup, I do not know, because he's going to want playing time going into the World Cup. But when he keeps playing and doing stuff like this, who knows? You know, we can't control when he's going to be here, how long he's going to be here. But the name of this game, realistically, as we said, is just missed opportunities. Duncan, it was cool to see him get a start. We're still missing Cesar Araujo. I think Dagger Dan was also not available off of the bench for this game. Gervais just came healthy. But main player that I kind of want to talk about as being surprisingly great in this game, and I'm someone who's been critical of him over the years. Kyle Smith put in a hell of a shift in the midfield, man. Like we were even saying in the group chat, I feel like that, he was one of the better players on the field. And then we said that's not meant to be derogatory. like, yeah, like, because I feel like sometimes when we say, yeah, no, Kyle Smith is the best player on the field, it's like, oh man, everyone else sucks. It's like, no. Kyle was just like really controlling the midfield, having a good game. The goal that we conceded really just kind of came to defenders falling asleep too. Like it's just kind of a bummer of a goal to have conceded, which at least we were able to go ahead and find an equalizer. Because I want to say our expected goals, depending on what you looked at, was between 3.2 and 3.7. Like that is a disgusting amount of goals to not score until right before the final freaking whistle.
It was nuts.
Yeah. So the only other thing that I kind of really want to talk about in this game, and I did a little tweet about him today, and I just want to say like how good of a move I feel like Tyrese Spicer was bringing him in. We're all, I think everybody on this show and most people that are Orlando City fans on Twitter are highly critical of one Ivan Angulo. He's a fantastic player until he hits the 18. He's a really good defender. He is good getting the ball forward. It's just that final third he struggles. But counterbalancing what he offers with what Spicer offers. Talked about it, I think, on MLS 360 last week. They're just such a good 1-2 punch on the left-handed side because they're very different players in what they provide. But we got a goal and 2 assists now out of Tyrese Spicer in I think he's got 275 minutes under his belt in all competitions for us from Leagues Cup and MLS competition. And then I think he also had 2 goals with Toronto before he came over here. So 3 goals with Toronto before he came over here. So literally he's on 4 goals, 2 assists on the year. He hasn't played a whole lot of time. He just seems like he's a player that I think they're excited about what they got him for. And I think a player he's probably going to be here for a little while. I don't know if they're going to potentially move off of Angulo in the offseason. He's got a contract option. It's always something that's possible. But I think Spicer he's going to be potentially a starting left winger for us here in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looked pretty good. I said to myself a few weeks ago that he had a little 2-3 game stretch where he was looking like an Angulo part 2. Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah, he's been pretty good for us, and he's definitely he definitely gives us what Angulo lacks, and vice versa. To be fair to Angulo, Angulo also gives us what Spicer lacks. So with everything else,
with their powers combined,
now if you only just smash them into one, you'll be great.
Just Wonder Twin.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I would love if we do move Angulo, I would love to bring in somebody else. Because for me, is Spicer, I mean, is he starting quality? Sure, but if you're really trying to get to that top, I mean, if that guy is a guy that's going to be off your bench, then it's even better for us. For me,
yeah. I mean, I as I sit here and stutter, I don't know what next season's roster is going to look like. No. But for me, I think it's going to depend on what we're doing as far as DPs. If we're going to try and make any changes there, realistically, if we are, it's going to be one player in particular, and that's Luis Muriel. Unless some kind of Godfather offer comes from South America, like that's the only thing that I could see changing that. But with that being said, if you do open up that DP space, do you bring in another left winger as a DP? Do you bring in a striker as a DP? We're going to have realistically 2 U22 initiative slots open. Do we look at utilizing those, or do we go ahead and say we switch our roster model? Do we switch over to the 2-4, 2-2 GAM model where we can go ahead and have 4 U22s and stuff like that? I don't know what's going to happen. There's definitely a lot of possibilities, but we still got a lot of season to play. Well, not a lot of season. It's only a little bit of season.
Yeah.
Because only 3 games left for us. So before I talk about what that looks like, because I wrote down notes, Cleon can vouch for me literally right as we started talking. Let's do a little stock up, stock down. This show's flying because it's just the two of us. Eddie was going to be on, but it's his mom's last day in town. So I said, you should go see your mom. Stay off. Don't get in trouble. So Cleon, who do you have as far as stock up, stock down this week?
Last time I was on, I had one of those stock up and stock down for the same guy. I think it was Duncan. I gave him a stock up and a stock down, and I have to do it once again this week. Stock up and stock down to maybe not the exact same thing, but pretty close. It's connected. Stock up and maybe stock down too for the ref cam, and
oh god,
and stock down definitely to Rodrigo Slego's pride, because what an embarrassing display on the ref cam, and yeah, I'll be so embarrassed to show my face.
Yeah, go ahead and first shout out to
everyone, letting all of MLS soccer all tune in at one time to see me pleading on my hands and knees. And it's crazy because we see Rodrigo do this type of stuff so often, but you don't see it from this angle. And
that's the thing, man. Like
and it's so embarrassing when you see it up this close.
Shout out to my man Ty from the Wise Men Say Pod. He has told me on multiple occasions that Rodrigo is his least favorite player in the league. He's one of the guys over on one of the Columbus pods. He cannot stand him. And I was like, I mean, you would love and hate him too if he was on your team, because that's how we all feel about him. Like, we love him when he's playing well, but when it's his antics, you know, we sometimes cannot stand the guy. But with that being said, stock down is definitely to the ref cam, because we also got that one shot where he was going in and checking on a player, and we just got full crotch shot of the ref, and I was like, this might not work for the World Cup. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
But I will also give a shout out to Graham for putting that Rodrigo and that one Willem Dafoe gif next to each other, because God, was that hilarious. Just a perfect thing. So stock down definitely to the ref cam. Stock down also, and this is going to be harsh, but stock down to Marco Pasalic. I feel like he's just pretty much kind of fallen off a cliff as far as productivity lately. It's not that he's been playing bad on the field, but we're not getting goal contributions out of him, and it's been a while since we've seen him really in a dangerous position. So I'm hoping injured Columbus team is going to be something that gets him back under control and being somewhat productive. Stock up though. I don't think his stock goes any higher at this point, but I got to give a stock up to just Alex Freeman. He's incredible. He's such a good player. Lucky to have him on our side. And that's why I say, it's one of those things. Enjoy him while we got him. That's all it comes down to. What you got? Chicken nugget over there? What's going on? I saw that sneak, but there was a sound. Like
I forgot to mute the mic.
He's smiling like, crap, he heard that.
Yeah, I looked up. I was like, oh, they caught me.
Well, what are we at least snacking on something good? What do we got?
Apple turnover.
Okay. All right. I'll allow it. All right. So let's see. That brings us up to, it's time to talk about seeding. There's some things that can happen. There is still an outside chance of us being able to get into the top 4. So I will look at it that way. So I'm just updating this because I forgot to update one of the banners here.
I mean, really, looking at things from, because if games are always played even, same amount of games in hand, it'll be different for me. But for me, I always look at points per game, because that's the actual pace you're on. Yeah. And I mean, right now we're in 5th. We're in 5th, right behind NYCFC. So that's, bro, if you're gonna be on the road, bro, that's for me, that's almost the worst matchup you can be in. And it's not because of the team, it's just that pitch, bro. Having to play 2 matches on that trash pitch, it's such a handicap. especially for a team like us. And 2 games in Yankee. Well, you know what? No, we'll be in Yankee. Would we be in Yankee or what? They will be? Oh, I guess it would be a baseball pitch, a baseball field either way, huh?
It could be a baseball field either way.
Even if they move, well, you know what? Didn't they go to Red Bulls one time?
So what'll end up happening is they will either play at Yankee Stadium if they're still playing. The only thing that I would say is the Mets, which I tried to tell you we're supposed to root for them. You got mad at me, but the Mets did make the playoffs, so that means they're probably going to play at Citi Field. So they're still going to be playing on a baseball field. But positive is Miami just got scored on again. They came back to tie Chicago, but their defense is incredibly tragic still. So it's now 4-3 Chicago with about 10 minutes to go there. So hopefully they hold on this time and win the game, because then realistically that kind of sets a lot of motivation. Because the main thing that needs to happen for us to be able to fit into that top 4 is we need to pass New York City. New York City's got 2 games left. They're on 56 points, which means the max they can finish with is 62. Their next game is in Philly. And right now, if this result holds, if Philly wins that game, they win the Supporters' Shield at home. So Philly is going to want to win that game against NYCFC this weekend. That is going to be a massive game as far as implications go for them. I don't think that we pass Miami. They still have 3 games left as well. Even if they lose this one, it's just going to be very difficult for us to be able to do that. But we have a game in hand against Charlotte and Nashville, and we're only 1 point back from both of them. So the math is pretty simple. NYCFC drops points, we win out, and then we pass Charlotte and Nashville, we pass NYCFC. That's how we finish top 4. Realistically, win 2 of 3 of our games, we are absolutely passing Charlotte and Nashville. Or actually, no, that math doesn't check out. If we win 2 of the game, realistically, we still need to win all the games to. Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm not good at this. We have to win all. Just win all your freaking games. That's pretty much it. Because it also is one of those things. Yes, the draw against Cincinnati stinks because it really should have been a win with the way that our team played that entire game. But I think that you want to go into the postseason hot anyways. So you should be wanting to win all of these games. You win all of these games, and you go in the postseason hot. That draw away against Cincinnati is huge, but then you beat Columbus and you beat Vancouver, who is also, a Supporter Shield contending team. They're out of it now because Philly can potentially wrap it up. But, then our last game is against Toronto, which realistically should be a game that you can potentially walk all over them. It's away in Canada and it's going to be cold, but that's a game that you have to come out hot against too. But around us, NYC's got Philly and Seattle. Those are 2 incredibly difficult games. Cincy's got a cakewalk. We couldn't pass them realistically if we wanted to. Charlotte's got to play Philly. They also have DC United. Nashville and Miami have to play each other. Those are Miami has such a cakewalk outside of Nashville. Oh, Chicago just added a 5th. So Miami is losing. Dude, their defense and goalkeeper are terrible. I don't understand how they got this far. They just played with the thought process of just outscore your opponents and you'll be fine. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to be distracted while we're doing the show, but
I mean,
when you can watch,
is a solid argument. I mean, if you do outscore your opponents, you are going to win every single time.
Exactly. But when you focused only on goal scoring, if your goal scoring gets thwarted, which Chicago's not even that good of a defensive team, oh, never mind. That was a missile by Brian Gutierrez. You'll have to watch that highlight later. That was that was a good old fashioned piss missile he scored with right there. So. But no, that's my thing with them, man. Is in theory, just outscore all your opponents and you'll be fine. But watching. This defense is so bad that it's one of those things where it's I don't know how they got here. I really don't, because it's something that they just neglected so much. And then they're right before the transfer window, there was all this talks about them trying to get a $6 million defender. And I'm like, like you guys have circumvented the rules as much as humanly possible. Like the only reason you guys got to circumvent any rules when it comes to Madrid is because of the fact that Rodrigo de Paul is literally the bestie of the Argentinian bestie of Lionel Messi. This other guy in Mexico, he had zero pull. Like there was no pull whatsoever to get him to come over here for cheap. It's just ridiculous. But so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Is the main objective. Sorry for the tangent here. The main objective: win all your games. You win all your games, and you're going to finish fourth. Like that's realistically what it comes down to. You win all your games, and NYCFC loses one of their two, you will finish fourth. You win all your games, and NYCFC wins out, they're going to finish fifth. And then realistically, it just kind of comes down to if you don't win all your games, it's going to depend on what happens between NYCFC, Charlotte, and Nashville. I don't think there's really anything else that kind of happens there. There's a world where Cincy somehow loses to Red Bull and Montreal, and we could jump into third. But let's try and not live in a dream scenario, I don't see any of that happening. But that's what it is.
Chicago clinches tonight as long as they hold on. Well, clinches playing, right? As long as they hold on, or what?
As it stands, they are currently in 8th on 51 points. And Columbus is in 9th on 50 points, which is freaking crazy to say.
Clinched. So it's like
Columbus is clinched, yeah.
Ahead of them.
Yeah. Columbus is clinched. Chicago jumped them at this point. And that's just kind of insane to say that legitimately it took a minimum of 50 points to get into the playoffs for the East out of the top 9 teams this year.
Yeah. They used to be like 37 or so.
I'm pretty sure the 9 seed right now in the West is on 38 points.
Wow. Like
it is that competitive in the East. So that's why whenever people are like, oh, it doesn't matter what the games you play against teams from the West. I'm like, yeah, it does. Because the East is so much of a gauntlet this year. That's free points. Like it is free points if you play well against the teams from the West. We are 5-0 against teams from the West, which is why the Vancouver game is as important as it is. We already had 2 call-ups that are insignificant for that international window that game takes place during. So I'm very curious what's going to happen with the rest of our potential internationals, because I'm not going to sit here and necessarily miss Javier Otero and Gustavo Caraballo for that game. If they got called up by Venezuela, let them go. That's fine. But like if Pedro gets called up, Peru isn't playing for anything. It's a friendly. Mm-hmm. He does not need to go. I don't know if it's World Cup qualifiers when it comes to like Croatia and Slovenia. Like that would be tough to lose Bracalo and Pasalic for that game. So those are the kind of things that I'm looking at when it comes to that. So that's the only caveat to that game that stinks. Why is Atlanta on Sunday Night Soccer? No one wants to see that. Sorry, they just put up an ad for Sunday Night Soccer. I'm like, I get that LAFC is fun to watch right now, but I don't think anybody wants to be seeing anything related to Atlanta. They got a nice new facility though, right?
Hey, how's their attendance this year? Like how much have they dropped with them being so terrible?
I don't know, man. Their fans, I'll give credit to a lot of their fans. They'd still come out a lot. Yeah, good point from Zach here. I'd assume the club isn't going to let Pedro go if they're letting Otero go. We would only have Mercado if so. And if that's the case, I will go ahead and find the nearest mountain and jump. But I agree with that, Zach. I think that's what's likely.
What are you talking about, Zach? You got Rodrigo back there.
Oh yeah, put Rodrigo in that. There we go. That's fine. Yeah. But then if Bracalo is out, who's going to play center back? You putting Thomas Williams in at center back? All right, yeah. I know that reaction.
Sorry, no offense. I got a little bit of apple turnover stuck in my throat.
Oh, it's apple turnover. Yeah, it's apple turnover.
Yeah.
Big time apple turnover. But
yeah, I'm a big believer in the kids.
You bastard. Can't deal with this. All right, guys. So that means on Saturday, the big game is Columbus is coming to town. The positives for us, Diego Rossi, designated player. Their new starting striker, designated player, Abu Ali, both out injured. Mo Farsi, out injured. Rudy Camacho, who has actually always been good to us. He helps us out a lot. He's unfortunately injured. Sean Zawatsky is injured. They are missing a lot of people who are important in their lineup. So we are obviously, it looks like we're out potentially. Cesar Araujo is still out. Dagger Dan looks like he might be out. And Rodrigo Schlegel is going to be suspended for this game for a yellow card accumulation after it looked like he was going to fillet the official. Sorry. You were beating around the bush. I just said it. But Columbus overall, Zach just said it. They kind of been struggling a little bit. Lost 2-0 to Chicago, drew Toronto, lost to NYCFC, drew Red Bull. They beat Atlanta in a weird shootout in their last 4 games, 1 win, 2 losses, 2 draws. And they're missing some of the players that they're missing. I'm saying right now, all these games are must wins. You have to go out and win these games. This is a game at home. This is your second to last game at home for the regular season. There ain't no excuses here. There is no excuses whatsoever. This is a game you have to win. Especially with them missing their 2 top designated players. They still have Daniel Gazdag, but he has not been Philadelphia Daniel Gazdag since he got traded over to them. So what's that?
It's insane. It's insane just looking at this, and it's both of the teams in the MLS is so freaking weird, man. Because both of the teams that were in the finals last year, MLS Cup, are not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Handedly.
Parody.
Not making the playoffs.
It's the name of parody, man.
Yeah, parody. But then every time you get an expansion team, you give them like 500 million times the amount of GAM than everybody else. And everyone's like, oh, look how great they are out of the box. Then as soon as that money dries up, then they go back to being trash like everybody else.
Shout out St. Louis.
Also, this is like a 14-year too late rant on this part, but
go for it. Take it.
I love how they started that crap right after we were in, not before, not when, but after.
Oh, all the extra money that team started getting.
Game. Never gave it to us, but Anyway, 14 years too late rant on that, but I've been holding on one for a long time.
I was gonna say, like, that sounds like something that you should have been figuring out in therapy, but here we are.
Yeah.
No, we don't go to therapy. We're men. We just bottle it up, and then we have an outburst here and there. That's all. So.
Exactly.
Zach even said in the comments, and the team that didn't even exist is the one that's the best in the West.
Yeah,
team that didn't exist last year.
Look how much GAM they got, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even look to see how much they have left over because the leftover GAM amounts. Huh?
Yeah, they still have a ton of it left.
I was gonna say we still have like $600,000, which means nothing to me. It's just gonna roll over to next year, but hopefully, whatever player sales we make, there's a way to generate some more. So because like I said, I'm assuming Freeman's gone. I think it's just safe to assume that he's gone.
Well, it's crazy because every time now that they actually show us or they have even slight reports of how much GAM people have, it seems like we do this every year, and it's like, oh, we only have 600 GAM, 600,000. Oh, but now we just sold our best player. But then next time the GAM comes back out, we still have 600,000.
Yeah. I mean,
so, I don't know what we're doing with it, but
with however much we end up selling Freeman for, it should generate 3 million in GAM. I know that much. So that's just a fact. Because however much he sells for is going to be more than 3 million. And I'm pretty sure we could turn all that directly into GAM. So it is what it is. But Columbus at home, must win as far as seeding goes. Not terribly a must win realistically overall. What do you think on this game? What's your prediction? Who's your goal scorers? What you got?
Oh, man. I know we need to win, but do I have confidence we can actually do it? You know what? Duncan Brace. We win.
Duncan Brace. 2-0? You going with a shutout?
2-1.
2-1. Okay. I'm going to go with the shutout because I believe in that. We need one before the playoffs. They are missing key components in their attack. And
Yeah.
even if that
You
means
remember
Kyle
Nashville
Smith
was
is
missing
starting
key
at center back.
components in there? You remember Nashville was missing key components everywhere, and they put like a 5 spot on them. But anyway, let's
we were missing all of our key components in the game that they put the 5 spot on us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 3-0 because we need it and I want it. So 3-0. Go ahead and give me a goal from Dunk, give me a goal from Ojeda, and a goal from Marco Pasalic because I called him out in this episode. I called him out, so he's gonna come through. So 3-0. Pasalic, Ojeda, Duncan. That's it.
Yeah, I
3
really
points.
want Ojeda to get. I really need Ojeda to get that. I need that Laren streak gone, bro.
I mean, I
ain't got nothing against Laren, but it's just been we had that in our first season, bro, and it's like I've been waiting for that thing to get broken for so long.
Is it 17? Right?
Yeah, he had 17.
17's the record?
Yeah, and I think he had his. I think his were all in MLS play too.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah,
so that's the record. 17. I mean, 2 more will break the record.
That gone.
He's on 16 at the moment.
It's been sitting there for far too long, bro. It's our entire existence. It's time.
I feel you. Okay. All right. Well, that's the show, man, for the most part. You got any shout outs this week, Liam?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Stupid Graham for finally winning a match, a game, I guess. But whatever. Can't lose them all, I guess.
Someone does not even sound remotely better.
Whatever. Zach, you over here in the chat, so step in my office after the show, sir. I don't even know what you got on your roster, but I need something.
Zach,
I got some extra game in my pocket for selling my B team today.
I don't think that's how this works at all. Zach eked out a last minute victory over Daryl. Again, just kind of solidifying the whole Daryl's having terrible luck. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give a quick shout out to I went to a concert last night and it was by far one of the coolest, most immersive concerts. So shout out Bring Me the Horizon, put on a hell of a show. I seen them play small clubs back in St. Petersburg, Florida when I was in high school and starting college. To see them play a giant arena show now, freaking wild. So shout out to them, and then potentially shout out to the movie One Battle After Another. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. And if it's as good as everything says it is, I should enjoy myself. And then
Zach's gonna buy him again already.
Dude. Okay. So, dude, I'm in buy him again because of the fact that I screwed myself with running backs. I'm getting lucky with Cam Scattaboo becoming the starter, but Bijan's out this week, so I'm kind of screwed there. But I'm playing swag, and it was just announced that Lamar Jackson might miss 2 to 3 weeks, and he doesn't have a backup quarterback on his roster. So he's going to have to figure out a quarterback. And then the other one is Bucky Irving might miss time. So if there's a possibility
to be fair, he does have Rashard White. So
he does have Rashard White. That's true. But
so he'll be good.
But we still don't know if Rashad's going to be able to do exactly like Bucky. I do like Rashad, though. I do like Rashad.
Y'all don't know what the Bucks are about with all this betting y'all do, and I'll hit every bro. How come I just don't? How come I win? How many have I run in a row with this bet?
I don't know.
How many?
The second it doesn't hit, we're not allowed to use it. So.
If I was ever to go and put real money on just this, it's not going to hit. 100%. It's going to be the one time it doesn't hit. That's why I haven't done it.
You realize he was in Bimageddon immediately after he called his matchup with Graham a cupcake game. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get, man. It happens. But no, it's just wild that me playing Alex this week, I lose Bijan, and he's likely to potentially loses Bucky and Lamar. Granted, again, he can likely get, he's got Rashad White. That helps a lot. He's also got Woody Marks, who has turned out to kind of, ascend. Lots of conversations about trades around him this week. But yeah, it's just always one of those things. It's we love fantasy football, especially because we do it. It's so much fun because we all do this mostly for fun, like we do the pod for fun. We do fantasy football for fun, and we like talking crap to each other throughout all of it. So, especially Alex, because Cleon, you know how much Alex wants to see both Graham and you relegated.
It's never going to happen, bro. We need to stop with that crap. Because I know how many times I have to prove to y'all, if y'all want to become my ops, you know what the end result's going to end up. You're going to end up in League 2. Not by my hands. It's just coincidence. But if y'all want to come at the commish, y'all end up in League 2. Every single time. Look at the proof. The proof's in the pudding. Go on and look at it.
I mean, it's pretty much just JJ.
He refused to trade for me for no reason.
To be fair,
2 seasons straight.
Cozy refused to trade with anybody.
JJ, number 1 ops. Lee, number 1 ops. Relegated. JJ, number 2 ops. Relegated. Graham was always my ops, but then he wanted to play nice last season, so he stayed up. But this year, he went back to running his mouth and trying to be my ops again, and now look at him. In the danger zone. So, I suggest everyone be nice to the commish.
You're the meme of the dude who, in his sunglasses and trench coat, shows up to his hater's funeral. Like, just came to make sure he was dead. 100% you.
Open it up. Let me make sure he's in there. That's all.
Also, got a shout out to Adam for beating Anthony, who was promoted. Anthony's team was on an absolute tear. And he showed he's vulnerable because Adam got a late victory over him. That was crazy. So,
yeah, it did take a player or two dying during the season though. So,
Graham with the best team he's ever drafted. Yeah, 4 rookie running backs will do that to you, man.
Ridiculous. I would never.
All right, guys.
I told him from the beginning. I said, Graham, you can't. Why you all these kids, bro? Don't trust the kids.
He's done it every year. He drafts dynasty brained. That's what he does. He drafts dynasty brained a little bit. Dynasty, it's smart to draft rookies because you're going to hang on to them for a while. You can't be drafting all rookies at this point when it's a year by year draft.
League? Are you out of your mind?
I mean, well, to be fair, we're the only promotion and relegation league that I know of. So
it's awesome.
It is. It's fantastic. I'm happy that I'm off to a good start with trying to defend my title because I couldn't be the person to go ahead and win a title and then get relegated the next year. Boy, would that be horrendous. So, meanwhile, my other 2 leagues, huge injury problems. Lost my league neighbors for the year. CD Lamb's missing time. Like my other leagues, I'm struggling like crazy. But this league, I'm 3-1, so I'll take it. All right, guys. That's an episode. It's always Vamos Orlando. It's always Florida's purple, as I was also sitting here watching my haters' funeral with Inter Miami, seeing them lose. Their hands are fully off the shield right now. So Philly, as much as I don't like you guys, take care of business this weekend. We would appreciate that because it's going to make all of us laugh and be happy that it didn't go to those pink frauds down south.
Yeah, bro. At this point, I'm just trying to keep any trophy out of Miami's hands right now, bro.
Yep. And with the way their defense is playing, I don't think that they're going to hold up well in the playoffs against East teams that have attacking juggernauts. So y'all have fun with that. But as always, it's Vamos Orlando. We love you. We appreciate you. Although if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, whatever, all that crap. We'll talk to you guys next time. Then After Dark will be after the game against Columbus. And hopefully we're celebrating 3 points again. So y'all take it easy. Vamos Orlando.
Vamos.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.